On our recent visit to Glacier National Park in Montana, we also decided to drive to an area of our country that we had not previously seen before, the Pacific Northwest. So, after leaving Glacier, we headed west another 553 miles to the city of Seattle, Washington, and the iconic Space Needle. One of the thrills of our drive to Seattle was seeing 14,410-foot Mount Rainier come into view as we crossed a hill west of Moses Lake, Washington. The Space Needle in Seattle, which was built in 1962, rises to a height of 605 feet above the ground, with the top house observation deck rising to 520 feet, offering visitors a panoramic view of Seattle, the Puget Sound, and the surrounding area. And if you're fortunate enough to be there on one of Seattle's rare nice weather days, you can often spot majestic Mount Rainier rising above the skyline. Since Seattle sits at an average elevation of just 175 feet above sea level, Mount Rainier looks particularly massive as you see most of its 14,000 plus feet of elevation. Come along with us as we visit Seattle's most popular and most recognizable landmark. All right, good evening everybody. This is a walking intro, and the reason that is because we're running a little late. We have a timed entry of 8 o'clock to 8:15 at the iconic Space Needle in Seattle, Washington. We're almost at the Space Needle. It's about 2 minutes till 8. So we wanted to go ahead and do the intro now and have that done. But we are going up into the 600, I believe, and 5-foot tall Space Needle. If I'm not mistaken, the observation tower or the observation deck is 550 feet. So I think this is our turn. And we're going up into the Space Needle to show you downtown Seattle, Washington.
There it is as we come into view of it. And there is the Space Needle, Seattle Center.
There's this. I'm just going to go by this real quick. It's after 8 o'clock and I want to see it day and night. This tells how. Just feel free to pause your TV if you want to read about the history of the Space Needle. You can imagine what it took to build this thing. And there used to be a rotating restaurant at the top. I think that closed down when they renovated it in 2017. Alright, so here's where we get on the elevators. I don't know that we're going to make this elevator, probably the next one. Maybe they do have a cafe up there.
Small steps in the back and side, folks. You can fit more people than your problem.
And blast off. Here we go. Move up as much as you want.
Well, that thing moves, don't it?
The Space Needle was made for the 1962 World Fair. Below us you can see the glass sculptures made by artist Dale Chihuly. He's from Tacoma, Washington. The white buildings in front of us with the arches and the dome, that's all part of the Pacific Science Center. There's a flat building on your right called the Armory. There's 2 giant spiders on top. They look 3D, but they're painted on by a local artist. The body of water in front of us here, that's the Puget Sound, which goes into the Pacific Ocean. And beyond that, you can see the Olympic Mountain Range. We're reaching our top floor at 520 feet. Below that is the rotating glass floor. It's the only rotating glass floor in the world. Have fun, everyone.
Thank you. How are your ears holding up? Going up and down all day?
They pop all day. Yeah.
That was well scary.
Yeah. Well, I was plastered in the back.
Okay, so you are behind. I don't know if that's. It's like acrylic, I think.
in the clouds is Mount Rainier, highest point in Washington, the 5th tallest mountain in the continental United States at 14,410 feet. And I'm not so disappointed that it's in the clouds now because, like I said, I did get to see it, and I got a beautiful view of it. So this is the Puget Sound that we're looking at. We're going to walk all the way around. So we're going to show you the 360 panorama. Probably not going to get to see the sun go down either, but we are going to stay up here until it's dark and get some day and night views of the city. So I do see 3 rainstorms out of the distance, and I have to say it has been a perfect weather day here in one of the rainiest cities in the United States, Seattle. We could not have asked for better weather. It's a nice evening in the 70s with a good cool breeze. It's absolutely beautiful weather. But somebody's getting some rain. A city skyline that is not Seattle. I'm going to be showing you Seattle momentarily. That may be, I don't know, that may be Tacoma. So we're starting to get over to what we're seeing downtown Seattle, Washington. And there is Seattle. Very busy airport. About every time I look up at the sky, there's a plane. We got that. And out there, you are seeing the home of the Seattle Seahawks and the Seattle Mariners, who happen to be playing the Kansas City Royals tonight. First one is Lumen Field. That's where the Seattle Seahawks of the NFL play. And then T-Mobile Park, home of the Seattle Mariners. I'm going to have to check a map. Obviously, this is Seattle. Said a few minutes ago the other might be Tacoma, but I think maybe this is Tacoma out here. I'm going to have to check a map. But that's clearly another smaller skyline, but still pretty good size out there. So we saw that Ferris wheel earlier, and it's poking out beside that building. So Pike Street Market is somewhere down that way, because I think down there is where we were recording the waterfront earlier when we went to see Pike
that's
Street.
what I was trying to look for, see if I could see it better.
So I guess I was wrong earlier when I was pointing out what I thought would have been Mount Rainier, because there is a tall mountain in the clouds, but it's actually going to be still in the clouds. But we did see it earlier again, but it's going to be right out here somewhere.
So while you're in the Space Needle, they have the Tip Top Cafe that you can come and get snacks or drinks. Looks like they might have pie sometimes. Not sure what kind of pies. Let's see if I can read the flavors. But just for a little snack. And they got a lot of seating areas in here.
Folks, I just wasn't panning high enough. Looky here. Yeah, boy. Not a perfect view.
Good high.
I just was not panning high enough. We were inside. And I saw that. I said, could that possibly be it? Folks, you can't believe how high that thing is. I mean, Seattle's barely above sea level, so that's why it looks like, look at that. My goodness.
Yeah. Stay tuned.
I wonder if we can watch a little bit of the baseball game. At least see if we can see the fans in the stadium And there it goes. It's going to be dark here in just a little bit. The sun has set. I keep hoping those clouds will move off of Rainier, but I think they're pretty set. What a sight that would be for that sun, sun that just set to be casting a reflection off of that. It's almost pink looking now, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is. It looks pink. Wow. And Shaughnessy just spotted this, that the Hollands are hard at work. Look at that crane down there. Got our name on it. Alright, I know I keep zooming up on Mount Rainier, but the summit is at least clearing off. If nothing else, the summit looks like it's... that cloud's kind of moving a little bit. Look how it just rises above that sea of clouds right now. We are going to stay till it's dark and the city is completely lit up, but it's starting to light up now. Okay, just want to tell you a little bit about the Space Needle packages that you can get. You can get the Space Needle plus the Chihuly, which is a glass sculpture exhibit, or you can get the day and night. Allows you to come up day and night, or if you come that evening, you can come back the next morning. That's 2 visits. I think that's a little bit more expensive. We just did the general admission, and the way you get to see day and night for that is you come up here about 8 o'clock p.m., which is what we did, and you just stay till it gets dark. So we got to see it in the daytime, we got to see the sunset, and you can, once if you do that, you can stay as long as you want. So we're going to stay until the city's all lit up. So that's how, if you want to do it on one pass, you just come late in the evening and hang out. So that's what we did. Between the glass right here, so that makes a difference in the clarity of Mount Rainier. So the wheel's kind of doing a little color show just one way to go. Sits below 200 feet above sea level, so it's basically sea level. So that mountain literally towers over 14,000 feet above Seattle. And we are getting ready to head down. I tried to show you the city from daylight to dusk to dark. We have to walk back to our motel, which is, incidentally, right, let's see if we can find it. Right down there, that little white building is the La Quinta. That's where we're staying. So we have to walk back to there. One more shot. Okay, so we go down these steps here. I was going to forget about this, but Shaughnessy reminded me. There are 2 levels on the observation deck. The lower level has a glass floor. So we're going to show you the glass floor right quick. Hold on. So we are going down to the revolving glass flue. I'm supposed to say floor. Can we step on that glass? Go ahead. There's the revolving glass floor. People are walking across it. Are we going to walk across it? That's the question.
Did you get my food here? That's as far as I can go. No, I'm just looking at what he was doing.
Oh boy. Whoa. No, I'm not liking that.
Yeah.
I looked down, I could see the actual needle itself. So. Here, go do that. Go across there. One time you can say you did.
No, I don't.
You'll be forever kicking yourself
No,
if you
I
don't.
will not kick myself. I'm good.
No, I'm saying go out about halfway and then look back and you can see the base of the space station. Yeah, wow. That's not for the faint of heart, folks.
So basically,
We're moving and I think it makes 1 rotation per hour if I'm not mistaken, so I'm not going to stand here an hour. I could be wrong about that, but let's just walk. When you get down to the bottom, naturally, they are going to have souvenirs, should you want one, of your trip to the Space Needle. You can even build the Seattle skyline from building blocks. Pretty neat. I assume these are the Chihuly glass sculptures. If you don't know what that word means, I didn't either. They do it at Biltmore House in Asheville. Every time we would watch a YouTube video last winter, I guess when Chihuly was going on, that's the commercial that would always pop up before every video. I didn't know what it was. Come to find out, I think the guy who started that is from out here. But we could see that at Biltmore if we wanted to. So,
are you ready?
I am. Quite a few souvenirs in here, though. Check these Hawaiian shirts out over here. Seattle skyline, Space Needle. They even sell models of the Space Needle. Pretty neat. And folks, here's where we just were. We're back down on the ground now. Okay, folks, we finally made it back down to the ground from the Space Needle in Seattle, Washington. All right, what'd you think of that experience tonight?
Very glad I did it. It was beautiful. Glad we did it at the time that we did it. You did plan that very well. So we got to see daylight, and then Mount Rainier came through from the clouds, so that was beautiful to see the sunset, and then seeing the city light up like that, very nice. So I was very glad we did this.
Yes. I'll tell you one thing, that elevator takes you to top moves.
Up and down.
Yeah,
Yes,
you're down within like, what, 15 seconds at most.
It's pretty quick.
So,
And I chickened out on the glass floor.
Yes, you did.
I couldn't do that.
I made myself do it. Then when I turned around to come back, I could actually see the Space Needle going down. That kind of my stomach just dropped.
People were leaning up against the glass
Yeah.
taking pictures because it kind of went out like this, and I'm like, there's no way.
One lady come up to you and ask you if you'd take her picture, and she had an accent. I don't know where she was from, but she was like
Trying to be brave.
maybe far. But she wanted her picture leaned up against it. She go, yeah, I leaned up against it, and then finally she goes, no, I think I not.
She couldn't do it, which is fine.
I understand. I was
didn't.
nervous for her.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you come to Seattle, you got to do this. Now our ticket, I'm not gonna lie to you, it's expensive. $49 a person, general admission, worth every dime just to have that experience one time. You know, I'm not gonna be back in Seattle as far as I know, unless we ever go to Alaska and have to fly in here for something. But if you come to Seattle once, you have to do this.
Yeah,
you have
definitely.
to do it. Amazing experience. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, like and subscribe.
And follow us on Facebook.
Have a blessed evening.